Hey, everybody.
Hi, guys. Well, from Salt Lake City, Utah,
It's Thank God I'm an Atheist.
the podcast.
I'm Frank.
And I'm Dan.
And a Merry Christmas, everyone.
Hey, y'all. I hope you had.
Or Happy Holidays.
I hope you had a Merry Christmas or a happy, whichever religious tradition you choose not to celebrate. I
But-
hope that you enjoyed it,
but somehow observe in a
but
minor way.
somehow have some fun spinning a dreidel, or maybe having some eggnog.
Just, boozing it up on
Right.
Christmas morning.
Right?
Yeah, why not?
It's a fun time of year if you do it right.
Yeah. And it also, we should probably say it's going to be a short episode today. The holidays caught up with
Oh yeah,
both of us.
We got families in town and all sorts of things running around.
scheduling a time to do this was kind of rough.
So it'll make it easier for you to squeeze us in
Yeah.
to your
Oh,
busy
yeah.
holiday schedule. Now that
Maybe
we're
we're gonna basically just do the first half of the show.
yeah,
We can be a little long-winded.
we'll give you some stories.
Yeah,
We're gonna give you some stories. We'll have a good time.
We'll give you maybe half hour of entertainment.
Oh, at least
45 minutes.
At least. All right. Well, I'm going to start with a follow-up.
Oh,
This is a follow-up to a story that we've been following for the entire year. You'll recall
okay.
that Ryan Bell was a pastor, a Seventh-day Adventist pastor,
okay.
who decided to embark on a year without God
Oh yeah.
for
I
2014.
remember this. Yeah.
Yeah, he just he was curious about we godless folk, and he decided that he was going to see what he could do to learn about us.
So he actually, for a year, had no God in his life.
He infiltrated our ranks, Frank.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, he decided that what he would do is he wouldn't pray, he wouldn't
He legitimately did not pray.
right, and he wouldn't.
I still don't buy it.
Well, he said that he wouldn't. He said that he wouldn't. What's the phrase I'm looking for? He wouldn't call out to God or give God credit for things. He wouldn't say, "Oh, thank God for this," or "God must have blessed you for that," or any of that stuff. He wasn't going to. He was going to live as though he were an atheist for a year. We were both skeptical.
Yeah. So what happened?
Well, he did it. I actually saw him at the American Atheist Convention. I didn't actually have a chance to chat with him, but
You never told me that.
I knew that he was there. Anyway,
I didn't even know he was there.
yeah, well, there you go. Some of us pay attention, Frank. And some
Well,
of
I
us
don't.
Anywho, he's basically done with his experiment. It's the end of the year. He's written a sort of final blog post, and everybody's been waiting to hear, like, does he going to go back? Does he stay on our side? What's he going to do? You'll recall also, by the way, I'm just going to remind everybody, he was also the one who, because of this venture that he was setting out on, he lost his job. The church fired him.
Oh, that's right.
So Hemet Mehta, I think, was the one that called out for people to donate, for atheists to donate to help him out,
Right.
and raise something like $27,000 or something.
Remarkable.
Okay, for the guy. So his final blog post has come out. He doesn't seem like he's tremendously interested in being a big part of the atheist community from now on,
Okay.
but he hints that he's not going back.
Like he's not going to go try to find a job at a church again.
He hints that he's kind of a soft atheist now.
As I suspected, he always was.
Well, maybe, and maybe this was a great excuse for him to.
Great excuse. It was a big, elaborate, public excuse.
Well, it also gets him a book deal, probably.
Yeah, and he gets to try it out, for a year. Full money back.
Yeah.
Offer.
Yeah, exactly. He doesn't have to.
No risk trial period.
Right.
Supposedly.
I mean, now, mind you, this guy was hardcore. He was a pastor at a Seventh-day Adventist church. It's not like he was fucking around before.
Right.
And we get now there are plenty.
There's no reason that guy couldn't be a closet atheist.
Right. Exactly. We know that happens all the time.
Right.
Here's what he said. He said, "I do think I've now seen both sides of the coin. being with the atheists, they can have the same sort of obnoxious certainty that some Christians have, and I don't want to be part of that. It feels like I'm stuck in the middle. I want to be for something good, but I don't want boundaries, and religion just feels like a very bounded thing. So there you go.
Atheism doesn't have boundaries.
It doesn't.
Except that one little thing.
Right. Well, I mean,
and it's not really even a boundary.
I hear what he's saying, though. Like, the atheist community can be very dogmatic and can be very, like, grumpy about, like, if you don't fall into line with how Mama is thinking, then, you know, if you're not strictly into the Dawkins camp or whatever, you're going to be ostracized. Or
well, does he know about our show?
He needs to know about our show because
we need to have him on at this
our
point.
Community of listeners.
We should have had him on earlier.
We should have probably. We haven't. But let's have him on the show. Let's reach out to him.
Because like, I mean, I have a hard time seeing the sort of angry, like the I mean, I don't have a hard time seeing the individuals who are angry atheists,
right?
But I have a hard time accepting that that's sort of, if you get out with a group of atheists, that's the only thing you get.
I think if you get out with a group of random atheists, then you don't get that. If you get out with a group of atheist activists, who is probably who he's been hanging out with,
that's probably true. Yeah,
then you got a lot of very strident people, I think, and that totally makes sense to me. I mean, if you're on the front lines of the battle,
you see it in the gay community.
Yeah,
it's just gay rights. The people on the front lines.
Yeah, sure,
they're gay
and they're obnoxious about it. But God bless them. They need to be out there working.
Well, you have to be.
Yeah. So there you go. Anyway,
how do people even know that you're atheist?
Yeah,
or gay,
right,
or whatever,
or gaytheist,
or gay man.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's that. It would appear that he is he's coming to the dark side.
Well, all right. I'm glad that we did a follow up on that one. I have another story of nativities. On public land.
Okay.
Or in this case, not on public land.
Oh.
Because Tippecanoe County
and Tyler too.
Mm-hmm. In Indiana. A while back, a few years ago, since 1999 actually, I think it was, they have been they've not been allowing nativities on any of their land, any of the government land.
Okay. Fair enough.
Good policy.
Right. It's what we tend to shoot for.
Right. And so a local resident by the name of Jack Ruckle, he since 1999, he has loaded up a large nativity in the back of his pickup truck. And he parks it out in front of the courthouse.
Oh, he's a clever one.
He's a clever one.
But that means he doesn't get his truck all day.
Huh?
He has to abandon his truck.
No, he shows up in the evening.
Oh, okay.
And he hangs out with the truck.
Okay.
And people come by, and it's now become sort of this tradition that you go see the nativity in the back of the truck.
Oh, sure.
And the old guy, the old grumpy old guy. And boy, when you see a picture of this guy, you're like, oh boy, I know who he is.
Yeah.
Red turtleneck.
Oh dear.
With khakis and an overcoat, and very, very put together.
Oh,
sort of.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wait, I want to see this pic.
Not who you'd expect.
Oh,
Maybe
okay.
Not put together. That might be the wrong phrase, but that's not who I expected.
Oh no, he looks like Carl Sagan. A little bit.
No, actually, good call. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, everything's a little bit oversized or whatever, so you can tell he's not. I mean,
he was probably a bigger man. 10 years
I'm
prior.
just thinking he doesn't understand like how things should fit. He's not fashionable, is what I'm saying. It's
this poor old guy.
We're just beating him up.
He just doesn't know what size he is.
Yeah,
that's a tough one. People have to learn.
You have to learn.
Like at work, they buy us all these jackets.
Oh yeah,
right? And they bought me a large, and I was like, I ain't a large.
You're more of a medium.
I'm maybe 6 feet tall, but I'm not a large. I am a medium. Yeah. Everybody wants you to wear a size too big.
Yeah.
I don't get it. So I turned it back in. It was like, I need a medium.
Well,
Anyways.
so this guy has not learned those lessons yet, but that's cute that he's fixing the nativity problem.
But what's interesting is this article goes on to actually talk to, they actually talk about the likelihood of this law changing or somebody even trying to change it, right?
Right. It's probably not a law. It's a rule, I'm sure.
Well, yeah, okay, whatever. But they, the local Christian ministers are uninterested in changing the law.
Okay.
Sort of the plurality of them
Good.
is uninterested, because listen to this. When it comes to this is coming from Jeff Michaels of the Lafayette Community Church.
Okay.
And he also serves on the leadership board of the Tippecanoe Evangelical Association of Ministers and Ministries.
Oh.
He says, when it comes to nativity scenes or crosses, I do think it's appropriate for those to not be present on publicly owned property, but it is because I believe I benefit from a country that has freedom of religious expression.
What the fuck?
Like,
that guy just said the right thing.
he said 100% the right thing.
How did that happen? That guy actually had a reasonable and thoughtful position on the subject.
Yeah.
And am I taking crazy pills? I feel like what country is this?
And then Harun Muhammad, guess what religion he's representing?
Sure.
At the Islamic Society of Greater Lafayette, agrees.
Oh.
Yeah. He said it would seem to. He says that that the least offensive route for a government is to avoid religious displays altogether. And then this is the quote. It would seem to suggest that there's an endorsement of a particular faith. Huh? Really?
Well, I mean, it's no surprise that a Muslim person,
somebody but again, he's
Right.
not saying, oh, if we get to have our thing, then they should have their, he's
Right.
not looking to like share the space.
right? He's just saying,
He's saying, no, it's best if there's nothing there.
right?
Right? Because so many people want to just share the space.
Yeah.
And they're fine with it as long as they get their thing.
Well, okay, let's be honest. They don't want to share the space. They just want to be sure that their shit's up there, and they realize that's the compromise they absolutely have to make right now in order to get their thing up
I think
there.
a lot of religious groups who aren't sort of the Christian majority,
Oh, okay.
but they
yeah. I see what you're saying.
they
Yeah.
enjoy, getting
If they're
their thing
not
out there
if they're not the privileged religion,
now,
they just
the
want
satanic
access.
temple people. They're clearly making a point,
Well, indeed.
which is
Fuck you.
yeah,
Take it all down, or we come in.
right.
Which I'm going to actually use that as a segue.
Oh, okay.
Because my next story takes place in Florida. Now,
Okay.
as you know, Tallahassee, the capital of Florida, they've over the past several years they've had Florida is just fascinating, and in Florida.
Is it?
It really is. Not in the I want to move down there sort of way, but in the what the fuck is going on in Florida sort of way.
And not even in the kind of I want to go down and see it sort of way.
No, I'm
fine with it just being something I read.
Right, yeah.
Because I don't want my face bitten off by some...
Crazy person. Anyway, so if you'll recall over the past recent years, they've always had a nativity in their state capital
Right.
grounds. But then then the menorah went up and blah, blah, blah. There's a large Jewish population down there. But then also a whole bunch of other shit started popping up, including a Festivus pole made out of beer cans.
Okay.
A reference to a Seinfeld episode. And
a reference to what has become its own cultural phenomenon.
oh, it took on a life
Yeah,
of its
yeah,
own.
yeah.
Absolutely. And most recently, and we reported on this, a satanic temple display.
Oh, yeah.
And
Lovely
if you
as well.
recall, this one's the one that's basically a diorama. It says "Happy Holidays from the Satanic Temple," and then it's got this diorama with like a blue background, white fluffy clouds on top, dark like flames rising from the bottom, and an angel falling. Falling from heaven into...
This is the one that we felt kind of missed the mark.
I feel like it totally misses
Yeah.
the mark. But the whole point, I mean, the point is that it's meant to be like offensive
Right.
to a Christian.
No. And I get that. That's why I say kind of misses the mark.
Right.
Because
it's
it's achieving part of the goal.
right. And what's beautiful about some of the other things that the Satanic Temple people have done is that it looks horrific, but no one can really argue with the message.
Right.
Like, generally speaking, the message is usually like learning or,
Well, it only looks like, if you look at like the Oklahoma State Capitol monument thing that they're putting up, the
right.
Baphomet is the only terrifying thing about it, only because we've been conditioned
Right.
to see that image as being terrifying.
right.
But the children are cute.
Right, and they're
the
looking up
modeling is all,
happily.
there's nothing like sneering and awful and
Right. It's this benevolent,
awful.
goat-headed God.
Yeah, that's it.
Ministering to the children.
Yeah, nothing
No.
terrifying.
So this
about
one's maybe a little more off the mark. Well, it has had a specific effect. Recently, a woman named Susan Hemerick, a 54-year-old woman,
it.
was in the Florida Capitol, and she had to be escorted away. She was arrested.
Why? What did she do?
Well, at first she was going to just take it. She started to just take it, and some guards said, no, you have to leave that there. She was wearing a shirt that said Catholic Warrior on
Oh,
it.
dear God.
And then when they wouldn't let her take it, she started to try to destroy it.
This isn't the Monster Energy drink woman, is it?
No,
Okay.
no, but she looks just as crazy.
Okay.
So she said she could not take it anymore.
Then leave. Walk away.
No, she's got to destroy it. She said that she was sorry, but she had to take down the display. The officers explained to her that that would be a violation of the law.
Yeah.
But no, she needed it was for her grossly offensive.
Oh.
And
Well.
maybe they need to do something about these offensive things
Right.
going up. Like, stop having holiday displays in on their Capitol grounds.
Yeah, that would solve the whole problem.
It really would. It really would.
Right there. Done.
Right.
Bloop. Done.
And yeah.
Yeah.
And then have even better displays at your churches.
Yeah,
Just-
let it be a thing. Let it be sort of,
Make up for it.
like a pub crawl, but for nativity scenes.
Right, there you
Right?
go. A
It's
nativity crawl.
Yeah. And you go from church to church.
Riding
you
a,
look at
you
the
have to ride a
nativities.
donkey
Yeah. It's
from
like,
church to
it's
church.
parade. It's the parade of nativities.
If you can get your hands on a camel, ride that.
Yeah.
Like a wise man.
Yeah.
Yeah. All
Like
of
a
that.
procession. What's the word that I'm looking for?
A cavalcade.
A cavalcade. You could do like a Stages of the Cross sort of thing.
There you go. See?
Yeah.
Oh, this is a great idea.
Stages of the Nativity.
Well, I had an idea while you were doing your story, which is that somehow, if we really wanted to get the nativity scenes out of the public sphere, we need to find a way to create a rift between how certain sects of Christianity see the nativity, so that like there becomes a battle between like the sheep people and the non-sheep people or something, so that we just so that they're arguing over which kind of nativity goes up.
Feels like the nativity is pretty settled.
It does feel like that.
It feels like it's the one thing that all the sects can kind of share.
Which makes it perfect, ripe
Yeah.
for some pastor to get a shit ton of coverage about it being wrong.
Yeah.
I feel like, but you know what? This way's better. This
You could
way's
start
better.
with conception. You could start with Mary's conception because I know that's where there's a lot of difference.
Yeah, but we're
You
talking
could
about
have
just a flat image of the nativity, so we
I
got to
know.
come up with something.
I know.
Or
But you could have all the various versions of how she got, like, was she raped? Was she sleeping on the side?
Right.
Was she?
Or how
you could
about this?
show the scene, the Mormon scene, where it's
God's actually
God is
fucking her.
Yeah.
That's an interesting one. I just came up with this one. You come up with a nativity. You say, "Hey, we're going to donate the nativity this year to the state," and they say, "Fine."
Right.
And you do it when she's giving birth, like the moment of her giving birth. Jesus is crowning out of Mary.
Just light shooting from her.
You don't even have to show the vagina. You don't have to like get graphic
Well,
about
the
it.
light would be too bright. You wouldn't even be able to see it.
You just see Joseph, like, she's still wearing her robes, and it's shining up at Joseph's face
Just
from between her legs.
just like
Just a light.
50,000 watts of light. Just
And then some scripture that says, "I am the light of the world," or something awful like that. Oh, this is good. I like that.
oh, that would be an amazing nativity. It's the nativity minus 12 hours.
Right, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Just it's that moment that's the key moment of the night.
It is the important moment.
It's not him quietly, gently sleeping.
And who cares about the wise men?
No, nobody cares about that. What matters
They have
is
no religious significance.
what are we celebrating
whatsoever.
here? We're celebrating the birth of Jesus. So let's mark
Let's see the birth.
the birth
The birth of Jesus.
of Jesus. Pa-rum-pa-pum-pum.
Oh, push, Mary, push.
She's dilated to 6 centimeters.
Catholics, it was like-
Pa-rum-pa-pum-pum.
Don't the Catholics have something how it was like a completely painless birth? Like,
Oh yeah. So
there's some, like,
that'd be
ridiculous-
good. You know, give Mary a very serene face as she's pushing out the kid.
yeah.
I like it.
Oh, right. Well, I want to quickly divert ourselves to a town in the Philippines, a city in the Philippines called Tagbilaran.
Oh yeah, I've been there.
You've been to Tagbilaran?
No.
Okay. Well, if you had been there, you may have noticed that a prominent means of transportation around the city, excuse me, are these, they locally they call them tricycles. But what they really are, it took me a second to really figure out what they are. They're motorcycles with a sidecar
Sure.
that they've built a cover around.
Oh.
Okay. And that's really all it is.
Okay.
Supposedly, you can fit anywhere between 4 to 7 people
In the sidecar
in the
thing?
sidecar, which that seems ludicrous.
Oh
to
no,
me.
let me tell you something. When I was in India,
No, believe me,
I saw it all.
I know.
I counted. They have these little these 3-wheeled tuk-tuks.
Oh, yeah?
in India, they're motorized tuk-tuks, and it's basically it's basically kind of what you're describing, but it is like just a tricycle sort of thing. And I think like in America, the only reasonable thing would be you could get 4 people in it,
Right.
2 in the front, 2 in the back.
Right.
I counted once. It was largely children. I counted 12 in a
Right.
tuk-tuk.
Well, I think if the capacity of anything ranges more than 4 or like there's more than just a one difference between the two numbers.
Right.
4 or 5 people.
Sure.
I'll believe it. I'll be like, you could cram that 5th person in.
Yeah.
But if it's 4 to 7, I know it's like a third world sort of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are not being safe. Safety is not your
There's
primary
someone writing
concern.
on the top.
Yeah, exactly.
Excuse me, I've totally got a little frog in my throat. But nonetheless, the city of Tagbilaran has a requirement. They have 3,000 licenses for these little tricycles that they give out every year.
Sure.
And every single one of the tricycles, in order to be licensed, must have a Bible verse on the back.
Oh God! What? Really?
And they have to be unique There could be no duplicate Bible verses.
Okay.
So you get yours, and that's it, right? So you pick it out, and
what? Oh, you know what? I don't use that particular tricycle because I really don't like its verse. It's an Old Testament verse. I'm much more of a New Testament guy.
Jesus's love type stuff.
Yeah.
No.
Oh my God.
So there's all these pictures with this article, and of course the article is on CBN, which is the Christian Broadcasting Network. It's Pat Robertson's
Patty Boys
network.
Yeah.
And this is on their website and their world news section.
That's amazing.
And so the angle of it is just like, isn't this amazing?
If only we could all live there.
Oh, we're just amazing.
If only we could live in a place where that was. I want to live there and have it be just Forever 21s and Chick-fil-A and In-N-Out burgers as far as the eye can see,
and then these little tricycles
and little tricycles.
As the only means of transportation.
As the only legal way to get around.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You're not even allowed to walk.
No.
Unless you have like a Bible verse, sure.
Right. If you're holding your Bible,
yeah,
and probably like
and
reading
you're
out of
walking
it,
either to or from church,
right? Exactly.
Then you are allowed.
Then you are allowed to walk.
Yeah. Here's a quote from someone in the city, a city councilor.
Sure.
Lucille Lagune. She says, with a biblical message at the back of the units, commuters get to see the message every day, and it helps in a way to preserve the peace of our city.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm sure this town is peaceful.
Yeah, because
I'm looking at these pictures.
Who could see a Bible verse and then not be just delightful?
Well, you would need to go for those really awful ones.
Can you give us an example of a Bible verse that's on the back of one of these things?
Well, that are on the back. Let me see if I can zoom in.
Now, are we talking about it's visible from, like, if you're in the car behind it?
That's where you're going to see it.
Then that's
it's like a bumper sticker.
It's not something that you see if you're a passenger in the thing.
Right. So this one says, it's written in a really scrawly script, so I can't read the smaller part that says where it's from, but it says, Christ received us to the glory of God.
Oh, that's great.
Is it maybe from, I don't know where that's.
That sounds New Testament.
Romans.
Yeah. Maybe
is what that says.
I would like it if it was one of those scriptures that doesn't say anything useful at all. Like there's some subversive cabbie who's just like, fuck it. Okay, well then mine's the one that says, and Jobath begat Ephtha.
Or Ezekiel 23:20, which says she lusted after her lovers, whose genitals were like those of donkeys.
Right.
And whose emissions was that of horses.
Did someone use that?
No, I'm saying that's one that you could use.
Sure.
Because I felt it necessary to look up some awful verses after this.
You could do that. Like, you could look up, you could do something from Song of Solomon. There's a lot of sexy stuff in there.
Or thou shalt not boil a kid in its mother's milk.
Hey.
From Exodus.
That's great.
Yeah, important.
Yeah.
Hey,
they probably, that's a goat reference, I'm sure.
Well, there's always, the slaves obey your masters.
Right.
That's a great one.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I would like that. Even if you're not being that subversive, even just literally like one of those begat Bible verses would be hilarious.
Yeah.
Just because it doesn't say anything.
Unfortunately, these guys, this is how they make their money.
Yeah.
This is their livelihood. I'm sure
but when you're hailing your tuk-tuk or whatever, it's not like you go around to the back and check out.
Getting the license from the city.
Oh,
they're not going to risk not getting the license.
Well, that's a good point. That's a good point. Well, there you go. What a great way. What a great example for the rest of the world.
If
only we could all.
Tagbaleran.
Yeah.
Apparently, it's on just a lovely, lovely, lovely island and just beautiful beaches. Sounds like there's lots of reasons to go to this area if you were in the Philippines.
Yeah. So
and I was initially going to be like, I wanted to look up like their what is this city? What's the crime rate and all that kind of stuff? It doesn't seem that bad.
No, I'm sure
it was actually, I have to say, I was kind of impressed because the physical crimes, like assaults and murders and whatnot, actually seem kind of low for a city.
Oh, great.
So
there you go. It works.
It's working.
It works, everybody.
Unfortunately, they have property crimes through the nose.
Oh.
They have like petty theft stuff that sounds horrible.
Yeah.
Lots of pickpocketing.
I guess it doesn't work then. I guess we were wrong.
So on the one hand, people aren't murdering each other.
Right.
But on the other hand,
they're stealing.
Yeah.
A lot.
A lot.
Probably they're stealing these tricycles all the time. That's what they're doing.
Yeah.
Anyway, well, I'm going to take us to Springfield, Massachusetts.
Oh yeah,
where there was another nice holiday story. In Springfield, so State Congressman Bud Williams, City Councilor of Springfield,
yeah,
Bud Williams,
okay,
was invited and showed up to help participate in the lighting of a great menorah. It's one of those big ones that you see outside of
an oversized menorah.
It's enormous. It's like 15 feet tall.
It's like the largest menorah in the Western Hemisphere type thing.
It's very, very big menorah. So yeah, they had this official lighting of it, and it was meant to be a nice little event. And Mr. Williams was invited to take part. So
okay.
he may have made a slight faux pas. Now you tell me. I don't know Jewish culture tremendously well. Maybe you can fill me in. You don't know it very well either. But together, I feel like we can determine if this is problematic or not.
Yeah, because this always works, us speculating about Jewish things.
I think we might be able to nail this one down.
Okay.
When it came time for his turn to speak, he decided to use the phrase, "Jesus is the reason for the season."
What an idiot! What? What? How did that? Was this written down, or did it just was it one of those things that he midway saying it, he couldn't believe he was saying it?
No. I think here's the thing. He thought he was saying something nice. He said, Does
he not realize that?
He was later quoted as saying, "I thought it added something to the service. It didn't take away." He justified it. Apparently, someone else.
So he doesn't know what Jews believe at all.
He must know that was. Here's what happened. So one of the rabbis or something said something about. Some participants said they referenced, quote, the bright light of 2,000 years ago.
Oh.
And that was enough for him to think, oh, Jesus is welcome here. We must be talking about Jesus. He said,
oh, no.
He said, well, they said it. He said Jesus was Jewish. To me, Jesus is the Messiah. I thought I was being very positive.
What an idiot. This guy's amazing.
Oh, I wish I had been there because I would like to have had a camera close up on one of those rabbis' faces at that, because as a Jewish rabbi, you're kind of used to Christians saying idiotic shit about Judaism.
Sure, yeah.
But that one's got to hurt extra. That one's just got to be like, oh, son of a bitch. Now I've got to be gracious to this asshole.
Right.
I just the collective butthole tightening of anyone in a big hat on that day.
Yeah,
must have been
wow,
special.
So did the menorah get lit?
Yes. I assume that everything else went off without a hitch.
I thought it was going to be something about the lighting itself.
No.
Okay.
It was much more about an asshole.
Oh my God. That you frantically lit all the candles instead of just the one.
Right, yeah.
The appropriate number or something. What a faux pas.
Right, yeah. No. A much worse faux pas than that. I would think that could be excused.
No, that would be actually kind of cute. Actually.
Yeah, he lights them all, and then like, psst, oh, you're only supposed to light the one.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Oh, I'm
shit.
so sorry.
We're not on that night yet.
Yeah. No. It was Jesus.
All right. Well, I have another story of holidays gone wrong.
Oh no.
Yeah. Apparently, there was a. This happened on Tuesday. So let's see. Christmas was Thursday. So 2 days before Christmas.
Christmas Eve.
Christmas Eve. A traveler on American Airlines got very, very, very angry.
Oh no.
Because as he was boarding the plane, the flight attendant wished him a Merry Christmas.
Oh no. It's not one of us, is it?
He said, "You shouldn't say that because not everybody celebrates Christmas."
Okay.
So we don't know who or what he believes.
Right.
Or who he is or what he believes.
I get that. I mean, I get the impulse. It's kind of a dickish move,
Right.
but I get it.
So I guess it was first the ticket agent. And so the agent replied, "Well, what should I say then?" And he goes, "Don't say Merry Christmas." And then he brushed past her really quickly.
Okay.
Then he gets on the plane.
We have a grump
And this is
on
when
our hands.
the flight attendant says, "Merry Christmas" as well. And that was it.
Because the gate agent called back to her and was like, okay,
Make sure you
just
say Merry
you
Christmas.
have to say Merry
You wait
Christmas
till
to
you see
this
what
guy.
this guy does.
You might have to kick him off the flight.
Which is what
Oh no! What did he do?
he apparently started lecturing the flight attendants and then also the pilot about the faux pas.
Yeah, that's necessary.
And the crew tried to calm him down, but he wouldn't calm down.
No,
He kept bothering them.
Yeah.
And so he was escorted off the plane as the other people on the plane, the other flyers, burst into cheers and applause.
See,
This is the problem
you guys,
with being the asshole.
right?
Because
I get
you
the
justify.
sentiment. I get where he's coming from, and yet you live in a cultural context.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
live in if someone says Merry Christmas to you, they're not trying to, every now and then someone's trying to be an asshole. If they know that you're an atheist,
Right.
and they know that you don't celebrate Christmas, or
Right.
they know that you're a Jew, and they know that you don't celebrate Christmas, and they still say it to you, with a little, glint in their eye, haha,
Yeah.
fine. Who the fuck cares?
Yeah. If it's just somebody, instead of saying welcome aboard or instead of saying have a nice day, as is the custom around Christmas,
They
Christians like to say Merry Christmas.
Non-Christians
I say Merry Christmas.
Everybody says Merry Christmas. It's a cultural thing.
Yeah.
You and I.
Not everybody did.
No,
Not everybody.
but a
Be
lot of
careful.
people do, and it's fine. And if you can just relax into life, you'll be okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's this is why the angry atheist thing, which is like hungry hippos, only different.
Angry atheist.
Right.
You sit there and you're going after the balls.
Yeah, you're trying to get marbles, but each of the marbles has a Christian thing printed on it or something. Has the face of a Christian on it, and you try and
Or maybe you're trying to shoo the marbles away.
right, exactly.
Somehow.
You're trying to knock all the marbles off of the game. Whatever. It doesn't matter. The point is, you're going to get yourself kicked off a plane, and rightfully so.
Yeah.
If it's so,
And if you take it, my guess is they let this go a little bit.
yeah. If
Because
it had just been a little bit
Unless
like
you're brandishing a weapon,
you're
you're not going to just get kicked off a plane just willy-nilly.
even if you're a little grumpy about it, even
Yeah.
if you had just said, you probably shouldn't say that. Not all of us are Christians,
And then went to your seat.
and then went to your seat,
And then left it alone.
and then just steamed the entire flight. Took your peanuts angrily from them.
Are these Christmas peanuts?
Right. You didn't bless these, did you? I'm not going to eat blessed peanuts. You give me the unblessed peanuts. Don't try to give me no Christian peanuts. But I mean, if you're standing there being so obnoxious that they have every right to kick you off a plane, then fuck you.
Yeah, no, really, fuck you.
There's just nothing. I have no sympathy.
And I have no clue who this guy is. I don't know if he's atheist. I don't know if he
could be Jewish or Muslim, or
Yeah.
he's just non-Christian.
He could be an angry Jehovah's Witness.
Right. What if it's a Christian who has like an atheist brother and a Jewish sister-in-law and blah, blah, blah. And he's just like so hypersensitized to it that he's just like, you know what? I am a Christian, but I love people who don't believe in this.
That's not how it went down.
I would love that.
Yeah, that's not
like the Christian
spirit,
mother of a gay kid or whatever. How dare you? I love some non-Christians, okay?
But if it was Terry again,
Yeah.
it would have been just like, okay, take a sedative.
Yeah,
I'm
sorry, sir.
Let's get you a drink.
I
right
apologize.
Now. Yeah.
Let's get you sat down. Not what
No,
happened.
it was angry. There was finger waggling in faces.
Oh, yeah. There was getting up in their face. That man was getting all up in their business.
Well,
right.
if you'd like to get up all in our business,
You can do so.
yeah, there are ways to do it.
You can write to us, podcast at thankgodimatheist.com.
Or you could leave us a voicemail at 424-666-8442.
We love to hear your voice.
Absolutely.
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Go to the Facebook page, facebook.com/TGIAtheist.
Yeah, and there's also the Members Only Lounge on Facebook. Just search for the TGIA Members Only Lounge.
Yeah, and that's a good. It's a great place where we do a good job, and I will personally Facebook stalk you.
Oh,
That's
a benefit.
If you choose
That's a feature.
try to join. I will jump onto your. And by the way, if your Facebook is so locked up that I can't see anything about you, I'm not going to let you on until I might have to message you and ask you to prove that you actually know what the hell this thing is that you're trying to join, because I'm really trying to keep out spammers and also
and the angry types.
You know what I think I prevented at some point? I don't know who it is, but I think I prevented someone's relative who saw that they were in it from coming in.
Whoa.
They had all sorts of Jesus stuff all over their wall. And so I just reached out to them and I was like, can you tell me anything about TGIA? I don't even say thank God I'm atheist.
Okay.
And they never responded. So.
Oh, Dan, you're good. You're good, Dan.
I'm working at it.
Yeah.
I'm trying.
You can also find us on the web at thankgodimatheist.com.
Yeah.
And that's also where you can donate if you're interested. There's a little PayPal button-y thingy there. After clicking the support tab.
If you're an Android listener, go check out Joyride.
Download the Joyride.
And listen to us there.
And that's also an apparatus that can be used for donating to the podcast as well.
It makes us look good. And there are goals that we've set there upon which, if we reach them, good things happen.
Good things happen to the donors.
To everybody. For the donors and for the whole show as a
whole. Yeah, of course. And of course, thanks to Mackenzie for all of her help on Facebook.
Yeah, and thanks to the Red Rock Hot Club for letting us use their music weekly. And thanks to you, dear listener, for being part of our family.
Yeah, absolutely.
We really appreciate it. And we wish you happy holidays.
Oh.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
You subversive little fucker.
Bye-bye.